Hey beautiful, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, hi, my name is Alexis Jayda and welcome. So I'm back and I have a new story time for you guys. Sit back, relax. We are going into the new year of 2025. Isn't that insane? 2025. Poof. My brother and my niece, they turned 25 and I'm like, oh my god, I was 25 like 5 years ago. That's so crazy. It's a trip. Today I do want to play with the new Huda collection. You guys, she sent it to me. Oh my god. And I feel like it is going to be perfect theme. Look at all these goodies. Look. Thank you so much to Huda Beauty. I got the lipsticks. It's a really pretty bag, and then the eyeshadow palette. I feel like it's going to be perfect, especially for a New Year's Eve look. It's gonna be gorgeous. Oh, this is icy nude. Ooh, that is really pretty. Look at that. All right guys, I've been gone long enough, so let's just sit back here. It's crazy, but it's okay. Okay, let me know what you guys are doing. If you guys are cooking, if you guys are cleaning, if you guys are working, if you guys are working out, if you guys are driving, where you guys driving to. I would love to know down below. Notification shout goes to Potterhead93. Thank you so much for your love and support. Your comment had me cracking up. I love you so much. If you want to be part of the notification squad, all you have to do is just like the video, hit subscribe, and leave a comment down below. And your comment can possibly be the next notification shout out. Boom. Bing, chicka, bing, chicka, bing. And let's jump in today's story time. My hair looks a little bit crazy. That's okay. Flip pose, knock on the door. Here for a full fur check. Oh my gosh. Scared. Instantly scared. Like if I did something wrong, I'm like super scared. I totally forgot I had called my mama, because any situation that I can remember, I will call my mom or I'll call my friend. Since I've been gone, let's do a short little side note. Okay, there was a time where I was hanging out with a friend, got super duper drunk. Okay, super freaking drunk. I was like gone. I thought I was being kidnapped, and I called my brothers and I was sending them audio, and I was like, I'm so scared right now. I don't know where we're at. They were driving me out to the boonies, y'all. The freaking boonies. I was so scared, but I did remember to call. Like, I'll have those moments where I'm like, something doesn't feel safe, and I'll call. My brother was freaking petrified. He was so scared. He was getting in the car, come and like try to find me. It was crazy. I even called my mom at my grown-ass age. Called my mom and I was like talking to her, and I was like, I'm really scared. My mom's audio though, I was laughing because you could not even understand me. I was literally like talking gibberish. I was talking backwards. I was like, wasn't even making sense. She couldn't even make out what I was saying to her. Like, it was insane. Are you recording now? Yeah. Love you. I've always tried to, like, hey, mental note, or I don't know if it's like my guardian angel telling me or what, but I will call somebody. Anyways, so I'm like, yeah, like I'm fine. The officer, complete like, oh, I wish I would have had this officer when like things would go down, you know what I'm saying? Because he just seemed on it. He was like, can we talk out here or can we talk in there? With the quickness, Mrs. Peach says, no, you can't come inside. You can talk to her out there. So I am going to go outside. Mr. Peach wants to stand right there. Officer tells him, I need to talk to her alone. Mr. Peach says, she's a minor. I'm right here. Are you her parent? No, I'm not, but I am her guardian. I'm right here. And the officer looks at me. He's like, is it okay if I talk to you alone? To me. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Mr. Peach gives me like, oh, and he is like super annoyed, right? Mr. Peach is like kind of far but not far, but like enough where like he can like kind of hear. So they start asking questions. Your mom was concerned. Your mom said she was trying to talk to you on the phone. You weren't responding. You seemed like you were in distress. And I was just like, yeah, I'm fine. No, I'm fine. The whole time like we're like talking, you can just imagine Mr. Peach is like, because I'm like pointing to him, I'm like, you know, like pointing whatever. So he's probably thinking like, oh my god, what the heck is she saying? And I was telling him that like, oh, we were at the mall. Friend was arguing with some girls because she had slept with their boyfriends, and you know, it wasn't really a big deal, but there was just like a little bit of argument going on. When her dad picked us up, he was just wanting to know what was going on. Called my mom just like a just in case, because like, you know, you just never know. And I watch like Lifetime all the time. You just never know. And so when I said that, the officer says, so like, do you not feel safe? I was like, no, I feel safe. I'm just like extra paranoid. The female officer is like, okay, I can understand that. And the officer just keeps talking to me. We'll call him Frank. Frank was like, okay, well, we just wanted to like come by, check on you. Your mom's really worried. And I'm like, yeah, I'm actually surprised. Like she like even like heard anything. Yeah, just like give her a call, just let her know. And I'm like, yeah, for sure. Like I'll let her know. I don't know if it's just me, but there's times where it's like I don't even hear what the person is saying and I'll laugh. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Very rarely I'll be like, what did you say? And I'll just be like, I feel so freaking awkward. I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like I did not hear you. And it'll be like, oh, I said this. And I'm like, oh, that wasn't worth a laugh. I'm so sorry. You thought that you were funny. Just kidding. But no, like I hate when that happens. So anyways, so we're like done talking. They ask if like I feel safe, am I okay? I'm like, yeah, of course, like I work for this family, I babysit, like yeah, I feel safe, like it's completely fine. Mr. Peach starts to walk up because he's gonna go inside supposedly. As he's getting closer, Frank tells him we're not done yet. Mr. Peach goes off and he says, I have never been treated like this before. Do you know who I am? To the officer, and the officer says, no. Should I? Mr. Peach has a really good friend that's an officer, so he says his friend's name. The officer Frank is like, okay, like very like I don't care. Mr. Peach looks so freaking annoyed, like how dare you not know who my best friend is, bitch. Pretty much. So Mr. Peach gets upset, goes inside. As he's going inside, I can see that he's already dialing, talking to the officer. He's like, oh yeah, he's something, huh? I'm like, So we just talk a little bit more asses about my mom. They ran her name. Oh my gosh. They were like, did you know your mom has a, I'm like, yeah. So they were asking if I knew my mom's whereabouts. I'm like, dang, you want me just to snitch on my mom just like that? All right, bye. Love you. So yeah, they pretty much were like, do you know where your mom's at right now? And I'm like, no. Okay, well, can you tell your mom that she needs to take care of this? And I'm like, yeah. I was just trying so hard not to laugh. Like I thought it was the funniest thing ever. Like, y'all really think I'm gonna snitch out my mom? Like, get out of here. The officer takes a few notes. As he's walking towards his car, the other officer that is besties with Mr. Peach. Mr. Peach comes out like all chingon, like he thinks he's doing something when he's clearly not. Comes out and he was like, what did you say? I hope you didn't say too much. You talk too much. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I didn't say anything. I was literally just feeling, he's talking about my mom. Wanted to know her whereabouts. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. Bitch, your life is embarrassing. I was like, okay. No me miras así. Because I'm like, I look at him like, like I could smell his soul. Like, que asco, que asco. So his friend gets out of the car, starts talking to Frank. Frank is like nodding his head, holding on to his thing, like looking back, like, okay, talking. Gets in his car. He did not give up. Okay, he did not care. Obviously, this other officer wasn't someone that was like of importance for Frank to be like, oh my god, sir, oh my god, I did not know, I am so sorry. No one give a damn. I'm just gonna name him water bottle. So Awa comes over and he's talking to Mr. Peach and asking him like, oh, so what happened? What's the situation? Blah, 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 blah. Mr. Peach tells him like, oh, her mom did a welfare check on her. I don't know. Something's wrong with her. She does drugs. So he asks me like, oh, what happened to you? So you want to be like, oh, your mom does drugs? You want to talk about mother? Okay, bitch, I got one for you. So the officer is like, oh, so what happened? So I'm like telling him like, oh, so we were at the mall and me and Sam were just hanging out, having a good time. And then some girls were starting to argue with Sam because, she sleeps with, people's boyfriends. And right there, Mr. Peach is like, let's just go inside. Yeah, yes, mucho. Like, go inside. Okay, yeah. Even the officer smirked where he's like even he was just like, bitch. So I go inside. Mrs. Peach and Baltimore and Sam are all waiting for me, just like right there on the tips toes, just waiting. Oh my god, what happened? Are you okay? Like, what did they say? What did they want? What happened? And I was telling them like, oh, like my mom did a welfare check. Now in my brain I was like, ooh, this can work out in my favor. So these bitches know, don't mess with me, okay? My mom might be crazy, but she a different kind of crazy. Don't play with her. Don't play with her. So Mrs. Peach was like, excuse me? Okay? I was like, yeah, my mom had a feeling something was going on, so she did a welfare check. ¿Qué? ¿Qué es eso? Like, she was like, what? Like, she was not It wasn't connecting. 1 + 1 is 2, but for her it was 3. She wasn't understanding, you know, triangle, 'cause you know what I mean? You get it? Okay. So anyways, she's like, what? Like, I don't understand. Why wouldn't you be safe here? And Sam goes, you have to be kidding me. She's not safe here. What are you talking about? Baltimore is like, Alexis, what did you say? It's very important of what you say, what you should say and should not say. And I'm like, okay, no me miras así. And I was like, how do you want me to look at you then? Oh, oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. And I'm like, what? Nada. I'm like, okay. She was probably like, oh, you think you're cool now because the little popos came to the house? Yeah. I thought my mom didn't pick up. I didn't think that, like, you know what I mean? So like, yeah, I think I'm cool. So Mrs. Peach is still like, what? I don't understand, which is so annoying. I hate how dumb she would act all the time. Like, so like, what? I'm just so what? You're dumb. I'm going to go upstairs. I'm trying to like make my way upstairs. And Baltimore's like, Alexis, I need to know what you said. No, you don't. And I'm gonna go upstairs. No. I need to know what you said. And I'm like, what? Like, why is she on me so hard? Like, why is she tripping so freaking hard? That is gorgeous, y'all. Look at that. Oh my God, that is so pretty. You're beautiful. So she keeps saying that. I need to know what you said. I'm like, what? Even Sam is like, leave her alone. Let her go upstairs. No. I need to know what she said. So Sam just nips it super freaking quickly. She says, I think you're safe. I don't think she said anything. I think you're safe. The whole room, crickets. And I just look down at Baltimore. Embarrassing. And she just like that. Bitch, why are you trying to make it about you so bad? Eventually Sam follows me upstairs and I'm just chilling in the room because I'm like, oh my God, that was so freaking crazy. So crazy. I make a call to my mom. I let her know what's going on. She said she couldn't really like hear what was going on, if I was okay. And I'm like, yeah, like I'm fine. Are you okay? She tells me, you didn't tell them where I'm at, right? And I was like, Mom, that's what you do, not me, okay? No. And she starts to laugh. I don't know, Mija. It's just sometimes, like, I know when talking to people, you can get scared. And I'm like, no, like, I don't even know where you're at. I named off a place. And she goes, nope. Or am I? I'm like, Mom, can you stop? Oh my God. I would hate when she would, like, be in, like, this playful mood. Because it's like, it is not a game. Get down from there. What are you doing? So what are you going to do? She's like, I'm just going to have a couple of nights for fun and then I'm gonna go turn myself in and then get situated. I'm like, okay. Next I call Tommy, let Tommy know. She tells me, did you tell them where your mother was? Te pasas. I was like, no, I don't even know where she's at. She's like, where did she say she was? I'm like, she didn't. She literally didn't. Like, I don't know where she was. I don't know what she's doing. Anyway, I don't know where she's at. She tells me that she's gonna need my help. She's like, you know what? I need a favor. I'm like, okay, which Alexis, audacity and nerve, what you got, okay? Audacity and nerve after what she was doing for you. So like, relájate. I tell her, I'm like, what, you need me to babysit? As a joke, as a he ha. Okay, and she said, yup, okay, like when? Tomorrow. I'm like, I don't give a f if you're babysitting those little, I don't give a, hey, easy on the kids. But okay, I'll let them know I'm gonna be busy. I don't. Okay, I'll be ready. So I get off and Sam asks me like, what's going on? I'm like, oh, I have to help my aunt with the kids tomorrow. I don't think you're gonna get permission. Permission? I don't need permission. So I'm like telling her, I'm like, what? Oh yeah, no, like I'm not asking. I'm like letting y'all know I need to go help out my tia. What are you talking about? Well, I don't know, Alexis. I don't know. I don't want to be alone. Okay, that sounds like a you problem. Okay? So she keeps telling me, like, I don't know, Lex. I don't know. So then I've always had like a mom radar, okay? I don't know what it is, but I've always had a mom radar. I think it's because like I'm an older sister and the older sibling, so I've always just like had this like feeling when something's off, or I don't know, I don't think it even has to do with like being a sister, or I mean an older sibling or something. You just have it. I don't know. I've always been quick to like let everyone know like she fake. Keep the grass low because that bitch is a snake. Okay? Anyways, so who are you? What? You're so stupid. What are you talking about? Why are you doing all that? What's going on? Who hurt you? What? Was it your dad? What? Okay, then who? Just go. I am, but who was it? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Sam, even though you have told me the nastiest things about me and my stepfather, you can always tell me if someone hurt you. Because me and you are not the same. I won't judge you for something that happened to you. Okay. And she runs out the room. Now, I should have clocked it when she was quick to want to come up with a resolution, an idea, when I whooped that ass. Okay? That should have been like, boop, 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 boop. Especially when she's all, please stay. Don't take the girl. But it didn't. So now my Captain Save-A-Ho hat is on. Because I'm like, who? Over here having me hooting like a owl. Who did it? Because who? So I'm just like sitting there thinking, because now I'm like, ooh, we on this. Who could have done it? Now I'm thinking, when was she alone? Who, what, where, why, and why? I'm just sitting there. I'm trying to think about all the times I have left her alone. All the time. Was it when she was in the room? Was it when we were at the barbecue? Was it this? Was it Joe? Was it the ex? She's thinking. Like, my brain is just going and going and going and going. I can hear Sam in the restroom. She's washing her hands. I can hear her going through the motions of turning on the sink, the water hitting the sink bowl, her getting some soap. I can hear all those motions. Like, everything. I'm just like, whew. And I'm just like pissed off. Like, how didn't I catch it? How didn't I put it together sooner? I don't want to be alone. The hugging. It's just all of it. So I'm trying to think, and then I'm like, okay, like, I don't know what I'm going to be able to do right here and now. But obviously nothing right now. So after some time of just marinating on this new information, Sam finally comes back into the room and I tell her I need names. She kind of laughs and she's like, Alexis, stop. Is it someone I know? Yes. And it's not your dad? No. She tells me no more guessing. And I'm like, I need to know who it is. She says, no, you don't. I'm like, yes, I do. What are you talking about? I need to know. She tells me no, I don't. But that she just doesn't want to be alone and that I can't go watch my aunt's kids. And I'm like, yeah, I am. Sorry. But I need to know who it is. She says, why? What are you going to do? I'm like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Just to know who it is, I guess. Like, I wish I could just go and just somebody for you and make it all better, but I don't know what I can do. And I tell her, I'm like, can I tell your parents? No. I'm like, I think I'm gonna have to, Sam. She starts to beg and plead with me to please not tell them. I'm like, no, dude, like, I'm going to have to tell them. This is something serious. This is not like, oh yeah, you know, no biggie. Like, this is a huge thing. This is a huge no. Like, it's huge, Sam. And maybe you can't see it because you're clouded. And as I'm going to make my way downstairs, she grabs my hand and she says, my dad's not gonna care. I'm like, girl, yes, he is. Like, he's going to care. I promise you. No, he's not. Why not? Because he's not. She then tells me just to give her a little bit more time that she's going to be telling her mom and her mom's going to be coming to pick her up. But in the meantime, if I could please stay with her, she doesn't want to be alone. And I'm like, I get it, but like, I need to do this for Tommy. Like, she's always coming through for me. Like, I have to do this for Tommy. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I can't not go. It's Tommy. And I'm like, if it wasn't your dad, why don't you want to be alone? Plus, I just don't want to be alone. I'm like, okay, but I need more information. Maybe like that information, I can do something with it. Like, I need more information. She tells me that she just doesn't want to be alone, and that should be more than enough. And I'm like, calm down, okay? First of all, calm down. I'm sorry to tell you to calm down after you tell me something so freaking huge and deep, but relax, okay? Of how you're talking to me, especially because you're not giving me much. So you call me a liar? I would hope you wouldn't lie about something like that, but like, no, I'm not calling you a liar, you freaking weirdo. So we kind of just sit there and she tells me like, well, you can't go. Like, you just can't. Now, I just didn't like how she was saying it, okay? I don't know why it irked me. It irritated me. I was like, you're not going to tell me what I can and cannot do. So I step outside and I'm like, I'm going to make a phone call. Okay? I'm going to make a phone call. She's like, Alexis, please, on everything, please don't tell my dad. If you tell my dad right now before my mom gets here, I will myself. Now it's pretty heavy. Okay? I'm scared. I'm always been scared when people like threaten me with that. Oof. So I step out and I call Tommy and I let her know, hey, I can't go unless Sam goes. And she starts popping off. I can't stand that little bit. Why the heck would you ask me that? And I'm like, hey, something's going on at home. Just know if I didn't have to bring her, I wouldn't. Tommy's like, you know what, Alexis? I don't need your help. Click. And I'm like, oh my God, that's a huge, I need help, but F you. I'm not, and you know what? It's not even her fault. Okay, it's me, because I'm always like, Captain Save a Hoe. I'm always like it. I just feel like it won't set right on me. Like I won't be able to sleep. Like I just feel, just because like you're being nasty doesn't mean like I won't be there for you. You know what I mean? Even though like it should be like that, but I just can't. Like something will wake in my soul and bug me and be like, you know better. You know better. You know what I mean? And it just, it bothers me. So I'm just there calling and calling and calling and calling. She picks up. She's not allowed in my house. Do you hear me? I'm like, I hear you loud and clear, but nothing. But nothing. But nothing. Everything I do for you and you can't do this for me, valid. Okay, never mind. I take back me asking. She tells me to be ready and don't ever come to her with some dumb shit again. Got you. I hear you. So I go back and Sam says, so can I go? I'm like, no. And she pissed I even asked. And now I'm pissed off at you because now I feel stupid. Tells me like Alexis, like you can't go. Like I don't know what to tell you, but like you can't go. I'm like, Sam, you're pissing me off. Okay? Because I am going to go because I need to do this favor, and don't piss me off. Like, what do you mean you're not going to go? Like, who is you to tell me I'm not going to go? I said you're not going to go. Now, and I know some people think like, oh, like I can say it because I sound cute. No, you don't. No, you don't. Okay? So I like look at her and I tell her I'm going. Like, I'm sorry, I'm going. I make my way downstairs so I can tell Mr. Peach. Baltimore is there. Mrs. Peach left, which is cool. Don't want to deal with it. Sorry. Don't want to deal with it. Mr. Peach, get. What do you want? What do you want? Like, he's like so annoyed with me. And it's just like, dude, don't be mad at me because you're dumb. Okay? So I tell him I have to go and help my aunt tomorrow. And I won't be able to help with the kids. ¿Qué? I'm like, Alexis, I heard you. I'm like, okay, well, just wanted to let you know. I'm going to go back upstairs. And he said, no. So then I'm like, who in the do these motherfuckers think they are? Because now I'm definitely going to do it. Like now for sure, I'm going to do it. Was I going to do it before? Yes. Am I going to do it? Yeah. I'm just like, I just want to know like who y'all think you is. Because what? And so I tell him, excuse me? What do you mean, excuse me? I was like, yeah. ¿Qué dijiste? What did you say? And he goes, you're not going. Yes, I am. My aunt's going to be here tomorrow. We're not going to be here. Okay, well, I'm going to be here. No, you're not. And I'm just like, say just kidding right now. Because, excuse me? Yes, I am. And so I tell him, like, where am I going to be? He tells me that we are going to Wendover. Ahora? Like right now? And he says, yes, no, yes, no. Alexis, Mr. Peach. I'm like, I can't go. I don't have permission to go. He gets pissed. And when do you all of a sudden need permission to do anything? Valid. Just kidding. No, but I'm like, no, like I can't go. I don't have permission. My tia said I can't go and I need to help her. So I'm sorry. I can go the next day. I'm not going the next day. Okay, well, I don't know what to tell you. So we're going back and forth and he's telling me that, yeah, he's going, that he's not going to rearrange his whole life and that I gave last minute notice. He does not work with last minute notice. I was like, well, I'm sorry, but my aunt, she's like, sí, tu tía, pero where is she? She the one taking care of you? Is she the one providing for you? Where is she? Huh? Where is she? And so I tell him like it's a complicated story. Like you're making sense, but it's a complicated story. Okay. And he tells me, Alexis, I'm your guardian. Which, sir, no, you're not. And see, if I tell you que no vas a hacer algo, if I tell you you're not going to do something, you're not going to do it. So I start getting into like defense mode because you talking to? You talking to? Now Jada comes out quick, okay, with the quickness, bitch, quick, because whenever I feel like someone is challenging me, my masculine energy comes out like, oh, because what? Who? It's me. What? So I tell him like, no, I can't. So as he's talking, I'm busting out my phone and I'm going to call. Oh, say her name. Tell me, because like now I feel like y'all are gonna do something. Like now I feel like the air's too thick in here. Okay, it's too thick. Okay, it's too thick. Turn me around and pull the knife out my back so we can slice it. It's too thick. Okay, so I'm just like get on my phone. He's like, I'm talking to you. I'm like, okay, and I'm calling my tia. So I'm calling Tommy and it rings and it rings. I should have called my mom. That bitch never answered. And it rings and it rings. And as it's still ringing, I'm like still talking to him, but it's loud enough where you can hear it. Have you ever made a phone call like that? Where like you don't even have it on speaker, but you can hear it because the room is that quiet. So he tells me like, Alexis, like, no, you didn't give me enough notice. No, I don't think you understand what no is. Pero en mi casa, no. You need to let me know more in advance. Now, I feel like, okay, maybe, just maybe, this would be valid, okay? But their approach always pissed me off. And I feel like, if we already had this rule down, or it was already like, oh no, like you always do this, Alexis, or whatever. But I feel like it's very, 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 very fucking rare when Tommy asks me for a favor. And it almost feels like a life or death, y'all, that I feel like I have to come through with this favor. Even though she already told me like, never mind, when I like try to bring Sam, right? But I feel like, oh my God, this is like a life or, like I feel like it. I feel like that. And I still feel like that when I have to do favors for like anybody. I always feel like I have to do it. And very rare will I be like, no, sorry, can't. And the whole time I feel like crap, and I'm like trying to like make up for it in some way, and I need to stop that. Year 2025, I'm not doing that no more. Just kidding. But like, no, for real, like I'm really gonna try my hardest not to, because ain't nobody over explain themselves to me. Nadie. There's no one in my life that over explains themselves to me. My kids don't even over explain themselves, which I'm glad, because I never want them to feel like they have to like, oh mom, because you know what I mean. But no one ever over explains themselves to me, ever. Me, always. I always, even strangers, where I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, all the freaking time, and they're just like, bitch, why are you talking to me? You know what I mean? And it's like, why the f am I talking to you, motherfucker? Like the f. Anyways, Tommy doesn't answer, and I do it again. Like I click it again so she can like, you know, call whatever, because I'm like, if anything, I'm gonna pass her the phone and be like, here, you tell her no, tell her no, tell her no, you know, that kind of thing. Anyways, so Baltimore chimes in. She's like, Alexis, it's just very inconsiderate you doing this like last minute. We already had plans. I'm sorry, Baltimore, but I'm not talking to you. And so I'm just talking to Mr. Peach, and I'm like, I need to. Like my tia very rarely asks me for favors, and I'm sorry, but I need to. No. And I'm just like, oh, okay, well, I quit. I quit. No. I'm just like, is this thing on? Just kidding. But like, no, for real. I'm like, no, like, no, for real. He's like, oh, this, no. Cállate. Now I'm like, bitch, I feel like we're in a toxic relationship when they're like, I'm leaving. And you're like, no, you're not. I am. Like, I really am. So I'm calling Tommy again. She's not answering, and I'm like, oh my God. Why do you, like, you and I were literally just talking not that long ago. All of a sudden, you know, got the phone up your ass now, bitch. And he just keeps telling me no. And I'm like, dude, yeah. He says not to be dramatic, to make sure that I have my stuff packed, that we're leaving tomorrow. Y'all, my heart was going boom, 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 boom. And the whole time I was like, is this why Tommy, the universe was telling Tommy for me to watch her kids? Because like, what the like, so I'm like getting scared. I'm like, this doesn't feel right. Like, no, like I have to stay. Like, something don't feel right. So Tommy's not answering. I call my mom. Boom, she answers, hello, hello, because I'm not responding. So I'm like, hello? I'm like, yeah, mom? Yeah. And I didn't know how to like tell her like, hey, they're not letting me like babysit. I don't even know how to like start it. And you guys are probably screaming through the screen like, what are you talking about? Y'all, it's scary. And I'm a child, okay? It's scary. And so I'm telling her like, what are you doing tomorrow? I'm going to be watching Tommy's Babies and I wanted to see you. And Mr. Peach is just staring at me this whole time. Just staring at me. And I was like, what? You don't make sense. You don't make sense. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be watching Tommy's Babies tomorrow. I want to see you. Is that okay? She's like, why wouldn't it be okay? I'm like, are you gonna be able to see me? She's like, what? Are you drunk? And I'm like, can you? And I'm like, just talking to her. And she's like, what's going on? And I'm like, just trying to like calm myself down and not cry because I just felt like scared. And it's like, Jade, calm down. Like, calm down. You're just like overthinking the situation. Like, it's cool. Calm down. But it's so hard to like calm yourself down when you're that scared, you know what I mean? Like, it really is. Like, I just, or maybe there's an easy way, because you know there might be a FAMBAM like, all you have to do is this, and I'd be like, that's crazy, because like I've never done that, you know? So I'm like trying to like talk to her without like stuttering and just trying to calm myself down. She's telling me I'm not making sense and I'm pissing her off, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but like, yeah, you know? And she's like, no, I don't know. And so she's getting like super mad, and I'm like, okay, love you. My mom tells me like, so are you okay or not? And I said, no. She said, why? And I was like, no. She's like, what do you mean no? And I'm like, mm-mm. She's like, what do you mean mm-mm, Jade? And I'm like, mm-mm, mm-mm, like just like that, like and she starts listing off people, and when she gets to the person, like, oh, is it Mr. Peach? And I'm like, I don't know how my bruja mom did it, but she said he won't let you leave. I said, like that. And Mr. Peach the whole time was just looking at me. Because maybe it's not a big deal. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not a big deal. I'm going to have Tommy head over. You just hang out. If you're really that scared of me, huh? I'll call the cops. Do you want me to call the cops? And I said, She said, okay. Hang tight. I said, okay. Love you, mom. I'll talk to you later. Okay, love you too. I look at Mr. Peach, and he said, why did you tell your mom you're going to do that if you weren't going to go? And I said, because I'm going to go. And I'm still trying to like talk, but not be like so scared because they can smell it. And he's like, but you're not going. Alexis, like, we need you to watch the kids. And I was like, okay, but I'm going to help out my tia. I have to help my tia. He's like, you don't have to. You want to. I said, want, have to, same diff. Like, I'm going to. He's like, no, you're not. And yeah, go upstairs already so you can make sure you're packed. And y'all, I was like, this is like crazy. Like, this is crazy. Like, I'm like, this is crazy. I go upstairs and I'm like kind of like visibly like shaken, right? Where I'm like Sam, they just told me I couldn't leave, girl. I'm here stuck with you, you know? Anyways, so I'm like trying to like shake it off and like, oh, this is weird. Like, I'm about to be saved in a little bit. So like, just chill out. But like, you have to understand that like everything is so, it feels like it's times 10 and heightened. And I have to like remind myself like, Jade, it's cool. It's just a weird moment. Like, it literally felt like I was having a bad trip. Like, it literally felt like, what's going on? Felt like everything around me wasn't real. It just felt like, what? Like, I can't just leave right now. Like, it literally felt like, oh, it's about to go down. This feels weird, you know? And then it's like, Jade, like, chill out. So I start like freaking out. I thought I could calm myself down. No, I'm freaking out. I'm like, they want to hurt me. Like, they want to hurt me. They don't want to leave. Like, they won't let me leave. Oh my god, oh my god. It sounds like, Alexis, what's going on? I'm like, no. Like, he told me like, no, you're going with me tomorrow. She's like, where are we going? And I'm like, we're gonna go to Wendover, but like, I don't want to go. Like, I kept telling him, oh, this is cute, y'all. This is cute. Like, I'm like telling her, like, I told him I didn't want to go. He wants me to go with you guys and I don't want to go. She's like, why don't you want to go? I'm like, no, like, like, I don't feel safe. She's like, Alexis, calm down, you're freaking out. I'm literally hyperventilating, freaking out, because I'm like, they are going to hurt me. They are going to hurt me. I want to leave now. Like, I'm just like, no, this is crazy. Like, I need to leave. Y'all got me. Like, no. So I'm like freaking out. I'm trying to talk to Sam without crying because I want to cry. And I'm trying to explain to her. She's like, what? It's just not making sense. And I'm like, no, like, I want to leave. She's like, did they take your phone? I'm like, no, they didn't take your phone. She's like, then you're safe. You're fine. What's going on? Like, are you okay? Did you take something? And I'm like, no, it's your fault because you said the magic words of you can't go. And now they're saying it. Have you ever had a bad trip? and you're like, you take something, right, and you're like waiting for it to like kick in, and then someone says like the magic word and you're like boom, you're in it. Yeah, it felt like that. It felt like she said the words, and as soon as she said those words, everyone started acting real funky. She's like, Alexis, calm down. I'm like, no dude, get away from me. No, no, no. She's like, did you take something? I'm like, stop asking me that. So now I'm trying to think like, what did I take, what did I drink, what did I touch, because things can get transmitted through just touch, because our skin is the biggest organ. And so I'm like freaking out, literally, like I'm on here, and she's like, Alexis, like, calm down because you're freaking out. And I was like, why did you pause so long on because what's gonna happen? She's like, Alexis, oh my god, like calm down. Mr. Peach comes upstairs because he can hear that like I'm like freaking out, right? And he's like, ¿Qué tienes? Like, relájate. Why are you getting like this? Just because you won't get your way? And I'm just like, no, like I don't feel safe. And he's like, what do you mean you don't feel safe? It's the same thing, like you're starting on your bullshit. What is going on? And I'm like, no, 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 like I'm telling you, I'm not staying here, like I'm leaving with my aunt. He's like, no you're not. I'm like, yes I am. So I'm like freaking out because I'm like, ain't no way, like how did like me and Sam, we were like, yeah, like the focus is not on us, but now the focus is just on me. Like I'm like freaking out, and he's like telling me like what is going on, that like if I took something, and I'm like, oh my god, that's what Sam said. Like, are you guys in this together? Like I'm having a full on like holy crap moment, you guys. Like he literally triggered me when he said like you can't leave. I was like, I can't. Yes I can. Freaked me out, you guys. Like I wish I could go back and tell my like younger self, calm down babe, it's okay, you're getting way too like up here. That's why it's like, don't judge nobody when they react to something when you're like, oh my god, it's not that deep. You don't know where their mind went, okay? Just don't. So I'm just like, like I'm not, like no, like I need to help my aunt. And Sam's like, I don't want you to go with your aunt. Why don't you want to stay here? Like, why don't you want to stay with us? And I'm like, what? I'm like, Sam, it has nothing to do with you guys. Like, my aunt needs my help. Like, I need to go with my aunt. And I'm like, just looking at her, and I'm like, why don't you want me to go, Sam? She's like, what are you talking about? I was like, yeah, like, do you not feel safe? So I'm trying to flip it back on her, because I, bitch, don't sit here and try to act like, what, are you crazy? Yep. Bitch, we'll be crazy together. We can to the hospital, bitch. So I'm like, really, like, don't play with me. And so Mr. Peach is like looking at her, so his head is towards my face, right? So I'm like, talking to her like that, right? And she like looks at me like she looks concerned, probably because like I was like freaking out, and then I'm like, you know what I mean, like telling her that, because girl, even if I am going through a little mental break right now, don't play with me. Don't play with me, okay? So he's telling me that they have had this planned, and I'm like, no, since when? Alexis, I'm not gonna sit here and go through my schedule with you. Just know that you have to watch the kids tomorrow. This is something that I can't cancel, rearrange, because things are money. Like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, no, like I can't. I need to watch my aunt's kids. And as we're like, you know, talking and going back and forth, the doorbell rings, and I was like, oh, hallelujah. I was like, hallelujah, hallelujah. Like, okay. I was like, oh, it's my aunt. And he's like, where are you going? He grabs me and like slams me down like hard. Where are you going? It's late. It's not for you. And I was like, yes it is, yes it is, like, you know, like freaking out. And he's like, no it's not, estás loca. And I was like, okay. So I just had to calm down, because I'm like, dude, calm down. He's gonna go see for himself. Relax. So I'm just sitting there, and then I just hear like talking, and I'm like, what? And then the door closes, and I was like, oh my god, they're leaving me. Oh my god, they're leaving me. And I go to grab my phone, and it's dead, y'all. Oh my gosh, I was freaking out. I was like, how did I end up in a scary movie? Huh? I didn't sign up for this. Sam's telling me to relax, and I'm like, give me your phone, I need to make a phone call. She's like, to what number? And I'm like, just give me your phone. She's like, okay, but I just want to know who you're going to call. Guys, everything was setting me off. Everything was setting me off. And I was like, ain't no way. Ain't no puta way. Give me your phone, Sam. She's like, no. The word no was just like too much for me. I was like, ain't no way. So I'm like fighting with her, and I hear, Alexis. like really loud. As I'm running downstairs, this is how scared I was, you guys. I was running downstairs, I freaking fall, where like I'm trying to like walk so fast, my footing is like thrown off. Like I'm freaking out. They literally have me so scared, where I'm like, what is going on? Like, you guys, something's going on in this house. I felt like they were being possessed or something. Like, I was freaking out. So he calls my name all kinds of ugly. I almost biffed downstairs. I'm like stumbling, oh my god. And he like tells me, go where? Alexis, why are you freaking out? And I'm like, I don't know, I'm just so scared. I'm so scared. Like, I really am. He's like, why? What's going on? He's trying so hard not to laugh. And I'm like, oh my god, why are you laughing? And he's like, because I don't understand why you're so scared. And I'm like, because you won't let me watch my aunt's kids tomorrow, and I'm telling you. And he's like, yeah, and that's okay, that's normal, that's normal to be told no. And I'm like, the thing is, like, I need to. He's like, no you don't. And I'm like looking around, because I'm like, I swear he just said to go. He's like, what are you thinking about? And I'm like, maybe he says to go, like, go where? And he's like, outside. I'm like, why? And then he's like, your tia is here. And I'm like, okay. Like, I'm so confused, y'all, because I'm like, what? So I go outside, and Tommy's waiting right there by the door, and she's like, what's going on? And I'm like telling her, like, I told him I needed a babysit tomorrow. He said no. She said, yeah you are. I'm like, he said no. She's like, Alexis, and I'm telling you, yeah you are. What do you mean you're not? And I'm like, he said I can't. And she's like, and I don't care who the thinks he is. Yes you are. And I'm like, well, he said no. And she's like, knocks on the door. And he comes to the door, and he was like super friendly with her, like, oh, like, what's going on? And she's like, Alexis needs to babysit tomorrow. And he is like, oh, okay, change of tune. Yo, I was freaking out. I was like, who is this guy? Like, what the hell? And he was like, oh, well, we already had plans. I already had plans to go to Wendover, and you know that Alexis watches the kids. And she's like, okay, but Alexis has to watch the kids tomorrow. What time are you guys planning on leaving? He says, oh, around like 3. Oh, around 3. And she's like, okay, yeah, I'll be done by then. And he is like, oh, okay. Y'all, when I tell you, I was like, ain't no way, because this is not how he was acting. Ain't no way, ain't no way. And I'm like, but you said no. And he's like, yeah, but you didn't tell me the times. We could have like worked something out. All you said was, I'm watching my aunt's kids, but you didn't give me any information. I was like, but you said no, because I wanted that to be fixed. Like, yeah, even though the time worked out now, you told me no, you know, like I want to focus on that. You told me no. And so he was like, and that's okay. That's okay, because you live here. You have rules here. I see you like one of my kids. Like, I'm just looking at him, and the whole time I'm thinking like, all right, I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna play in your face so ugly that way you feel crazy, because ain't no one gonna make me feel crazy. Ain't nobody gonna make me feel crazy, because y'all, it was the audacity, like, for real. And maybe I was really scared and overthinking it, like, oh, it's not that deep, like, da 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 da, like, it's cool, whatever. But I felt like they were messing with me. Like, it literally felt like that. And then I was like, well, maybe it's just me también, like, maybe I didn't get enough sleep or something, algo, because I'm like, ain't no way that, like, I feel this loca, you know what I mean? Tommy is like, whether you say yes or no, she doesn't have to stay here. It's beneficial for both. And he's like, oh, see, like, you know, he's like telling her like, yeah, like, you know, like trying to like BS with her. And she's like, no, do you know? Because like, I could take her with me right now. And he's like, well, if you want to, but I don't know if you want to. And like, she's just like kind of looking at him like he a little weird too, you know? So then she's like, Alexis, come with me to the car real quick, we're gonna talk. And I'm like, okay. And then he's like, not to stay outside too late because the doors are going to lock. And she's like, okay. And I'm just like, what the f? So she asks me like, are you good to stay here? Why is he acting like that? I'm like, dude, I don't know, like, I don't know what's going on. She tells me like, I can't take you, you know that. I'm like, yeah, I know, and I think he knows that, so that's why he's being like that. She's like, did you take something? I'm like, no, you guys know I'm scared to take anything under the sun. No. Okay, no. So she tells me that she's gonna pick me up tomorrow. watch the kids, she'll bring me back, but that if I feel unsafe, that she can have Spice come pick me up and I can stay with Spice or something. But she's like, I don't know, maybe he's just trying to like insert dominance or something like that, but just go to sleep, lock the door, because you know I can't take you. And I'm like, yeah, I know. We say our byes, I go back to the house, the door's locked. I'm like, I know I didn't stay that long. So like I knock, he opens it, he's like, oh, I thought I left the door unlocked. And I'm like, no. So I go inside and I'm just like, should you stay? Should you go? Like, this feels so weird. This feels like a really like weird episode of Alexis Jayda. Like, it just, no, like this just feels off. Like something feels icky, you know, like it just doesn't feel good. I tell Mr. Peach and stuff, and I was like, I'm sorry if I didn't understand. Like, I'm apologizing to him because I'm like, dude, like, my bad if I didn't understand what you were trying to say, because like, I don't know, I just got kind of nervous because like you said no, and like I can just leave. And he's like, no, you can't. Y'all, it was triggering me so bad because I was like, can you like not say that? He's like, no, I'm going to say it. And I was like, but I don't like it that you say that. Like, it scares me. It makes me feel like you're going to kidnap me or something. He's like, Alexis, don't be ridiculous. You're just not used to being told no. Now, y'all let me know, because I have told different people this situation, and it's always like half-half, where they're like, yeah, Alexis, you're just freaking out because you got told no. And some are like, no, Jade, that's weird. He's a weirdo for that. Right? Because I'm more on like, you're being weird, like how he's saying it. And I don't know. I don't know. He just keeps telling me that like you're just not used to like having a father figure, and it's different how mothers talk versus fathers, and if you had a dad you would know. And I'm just like, oh, okay, maybe that's what it is. Like I just chalk it up like, Lex, maybe that's just what it is. I never knew my father. So you don't know what it is, baby. You don't know how it is, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is, you know? So I'm like, oh, okay. So I go upstairs and Sam's waiting for me. And she's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was just a lot today, a lot going on. And I'm just stressed. That is cute. She's just like trying to like reassure me, like, dude, you're just tripping. I don't know, you dehydrated? And I'm like, she has some chocolate and she's like, here, you want some? I'm like, I'm not taking nothing from you. I don't even know who you are. She's like, Alexis, you're just tripping. Like, you're literally just too much in your head. Just go to sleep. And I'm like, okay. So before I go to sleep, I plug in my phone because I'm like, I'm gonna charge this because y'all got me messed up. Like, you guys really got me tripping out right now and I don't feel safe. So I wake up in the middle of the night and I see my phone. So I grab it and I text Tommy. She's asking for an update and I tell her like, I just still feel really weird. Like, it feels like I'm in like a nasty dream and I can't wake up from it. Like, I feel scared. She doesn't reply back and I'm just like, okay, whatever. I text her again. I'm like, maybe I'm just tripping out. I'm overthinking it. Whatever. I'll see you in the morning. After I'm done texting her, plug it back in, wake up because I can feel like a presence next to me. I wake up and I see Sam and she's like, get ready. My dad said we need to pack. And I'm like, I gotta babysit my aunt's kids, remember? I'm gonna go with you guys when I get back. What are you talking about? And I'm like, yeah, what are you talking about? So I'm getting up and I'm like looking for my phone and like panic just sets in like instantly. I'm like freaking out. I'm trying to find it. And then I'm like, you know, flipping everything. I can't find it. And I'm like, Sam, where's my phone? She's like, Alexis, I don't need your little ghetto phone. Okay, look for it. I was like, no, I plugged it in. I was texting Tommy last night and then I plugged it back in. Like, where's my phone? She's like, I don't know. What are you talking about? I don't know. So I'm like looking for it. The doorbell rings. I hear Alexis. And so then I, you know, run downstairs and I'm like, where's my phone? Looking for it. I can't find my phone. And I open the door and it's Spice and she's like, are you ready? And I'm like, yeah, hold up, I need to find my phone. She's like, we've been calling it all morning. I plugged it in before I went to sleep. Mr. Peach is like, hurry up, close the door. And I'm like, I need to find my phone. And she's like, all right, we'll be in the car. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm like looking for my phone, looking for it. Munchkin is like, Alexis, can you wipe my butt? Okay, I wipe homeboy's butt here and there sometimes, but very rarely do I, right? And I'm like, something's throwing me off. My tingling senses are coming. So I'm like, yeah, going. And I'm like, Mr. Peach, have you seen my phone? He's like, no, Alexis, I have not. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I look at Wiltamar, she's like, don't ask me. I'm like, okay. So I go, close the door, and I'm like, you know, taking care of Munchkin. you know, I'm cleaning Munchkin, and he goes, here's your phone. And I'm just like, I feel like I'm in a scary movie, y'all. I feel like I'm in a scary movie, and I'm like, why did you have it? And he's like, my daddy had it. Here's your phone. And I'm like, okay. I look at it, fully charged, okay? And I'm like scared. Why did your daddy have it? He's like, what phone? Now y'all already know Munchkin, he's a smart one. He knows how much to talk and how less to talk. You know what I'm saying? So then he leaves. I put it away because like now I'm like, I feel like I have to hide my phone so I don't get Munchkin in trouble, right? So then I'm like, oh, so I try to play it off, and I tell Mr. Peach like, I can't find it. If you guys can find it. Always losing stuff. Now y'all, I could have been like, you, I have it, you're dirty, da, 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 da. But I don't know why the part of me that I call my masha, mi madre, I was like, I'm gonna get you back. You want to play mind games? I got one for you, bitch. I got one for you. As we're walking out, my phone rings, and I'm gonna leave it there, you guys. I love you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the new year. I love you guys so much. I wish you guys nothing but happiness, health, wealth, all the good stuff, all the good vibes. I love you guys so much. All of it. Release that negative energy, you guys. Don't bring it into the new year. Just wash it away. Wash it away. I love you guys so much. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Let's begin.